What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the relationship channel. I am happy to be back. I hope that you're super excited, but beyond being excited, that your hearts and minds are open to receive how the Lord may be directing you. Okay? All right, let's jump right in. So last week, I took a compassionate position in the Lord, and I really gave a lot of us encouragement. Many of us that, feel or sense, or however you want to put it, that the Lord is asking us to carry out maybe not just one instruction, but several instructions that are seemingly impossible, very difficult, almost traumatic, and we don't know how to take the step. Okay? Not only don't we know the how, we're like, we almost don't want to take the step. Okay? Because of how traumatic or impossible it looks. Okay, so yesterday I took a very compassionate position or posture, and I just really invited us into the fact that the Lord who instructed us was right there with us. He has already gone before us. I remember reiterating that in heaven, okay, and by the time the Lord gives us the instruction, it's already done. And He's really waiting on us to take the step so that what has been set in heaven through His instruction can be done on earth, can be released on the earth. Okay, because the Lord is introducing us to a mindset of partnership, partnering with Him, walking in His authority as a good Father, trusting Him, okay, to bring here on earth what has already been done in heaven. Remember the Lord's Prayer? It is being done here on earth as it is in heaven. Let it be done here on earth as it is in heaven. Okay? And who is doing the earth part? It's you and me. Okay? As the Lord is cultivating us in trusting Him and understanding Him as a good Father, that is a process of how we transition into delivering what has already been set in heaven here on earth. All right? So today I want to transition us, now that we at least understand, we have a better picture and clarity on God as a father, especially through what I said last week, because many of us watching our fathers, okay? And we got a more practical understanding of, okay, God's ultimate purpose is for us to walk out here on earth what has already been done in heaven. And many of us were still got clarity on the Lord's Prayer, not just as the Lord's Prayer, but as far as God's ultimate purpose for the earth. Okay? And that is why Jesus taught us to pray the Lord's Prayer. Okay? Before our needs can be met, before God can provide for us, before He can keep us from temptation, okay, let it be done here on earth as it is in heaven. Meaning, as Jesus said in Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom, and all of these things shall be added unto you, is sort of the same priority list, if you will, that happens in the Lord's Prayer. Okay? Let it be done here on earth as it is in heaven. Okay? Your kingdom come, your will be done here on earth as it is in heaven. Then give us this day our daily bread, and so forth. Okay? So if we read the Lord's Prayer once again, we can see God's priority list. And His priority is to bring here on earth what has already been said in heaven. That is what God wanted for Adam and Eve to walk out in Genesis 1. Is for let it be done here on earth as it is already said in heaven. Okay, unfortunately, Adam and Eve didn't understand that. They thought it was all about them, not having a percentage of control in the Garden of Eden. Why can't we touch that one tree? They didn't have understanding as to God's purpose. Okay? And so the Lord is constantly redirecting us and bringing us into purpose so that we will understand what his priorities are, what his ultimate purpose is on the earth. He is very interested in giving us our provisional needs, keeping us away from temptation. All of those are critical. That's why they're in the Lord's Prayer. But they come only after we understand that his kingdom needs to be established here on earth as it is in heaven. All right? And that is the same mindset that we need to understand for Genesis 1 once we come into purpose. Is before my list, is before my list, my desires, my wants. I need this done. Or God, can you do this? God, can you? Do I understand that my priority purpose before my needs are met, okay? Before my provisional needs are met, which are critical, do I understand that my role, okay, is to be a vessel of influence where his authority permeates through me and permeates through you into our spheres of influence? Family, career, business, industry, nation, region. We are here on earth, okay? We as Christians, Christ followers, okay? That we may understand God's purpose, okay? Which I have already said 3 times almost, okay? For it to be here on earth as it is in heaven, okay? Now, we need to go to the Father, who by the time we are in purpose, almost fully trust. We have come to a very healthy place of trust in God as a good Father. Maybe not 100%, maybe not all the way, because we are always growing, okay? But we have come, by the time we are in Genesis 1, by the time we're positioned in purpose, we have fully embraced God as a good Father. At least we're in a healthy place, okay? And so that way he can trust us with his authority, and then we can walk in partnership with him in our spheres of influence. Why? Because the earth, I don't care which country you are, which industry you are, is looking for problem solvers. Especially in a season like this, COVID-19 season, post-COVID-19 season, I don't care what country you are, your nation is desperate, okay? Your school is desperate, okay? Your industry is desperate, okay? Your business is desperate for answers, okay? And so God understood that in Genesis 1. He understood that the earth would be looking for problem solvers. Well, guess what? If you're a Christian, that's God's ultimate purpose, is to make you, through your purpose, through your unique purpose and assignment that he created you to become, okay? Through that purpose, you are the problem solver that your industry is looking for. You are the problem solver in the business world. You are the problem solver in the media world. You are the problem solver in the medical field. You are the problem solver in the school systems. Wherever your sphere of influence is, however that the Lord has equipped you mentally, intellectually. Many of us are super gifted with talents, but until we understand this aspect that I keep bringing us into called purpose, we'll be so super gifted, super talented, and that's about it. We'll still stay stuck. We'll never become the problem solvers that society is looking for, okay? And God will not allow you or me to become the problem solver that the earth is looking for until we understand his purpose. when we understand his purpose, then we are aligned for our purpose and our assignment here on earth. Okay? Remember, it's his kingdom come here on earth. Okay? So understanding his purpose, which is his kingdom come through me, through you, onto a sphere of influence. That is how he can entrust us to be the problem solver that everybody's looking for. Okay? The problem solver is not necessarily going to come from Harvard or Yale or from the United States or from all of these powerful entities that we perceive. Okay? Which they're all good. Okay, it's good to be highly educated into through these major institutions. Nothing wrong with that. But many of us are consumed with the fact that I have to get my degree through this university, and I have to know this person, and I have to live in this country, and I have to know this person, and I have to be super well connected, and I have to be wealthy in order to be a problem solver. Ladies and gentlemen, that is twisted. Okay? The place of alignment that the Lord is looking for us as Christians, Christ followers, is to understand his purpose. Remember the Lord's Prayer? Remember, seek ye first the kingdom, and all these other things shall be added unto you. Okay? In other words, not that the Lord doesn't want to add to you and me, okay? Is that we have our priorities mixed up. We think that the Lord has to meet my needs, make me comfortable, and then I can do whatever he wants me to do. That's very twisted, okay? It is a whole 360-degree turn, okay? It is his kingdom come here on earth as it is in heaven. It is seek ye first the kingdom, and all of these other things shall be added. Okay? That is a guaranteed promise. Okay? And that should show us the goodness of God as a father. Is that he cares so much about everything that pertains to us that he wants to give it to us, but not in the reverse order. It has to be in the proper order, in alignment. Okay? Which is Genesis 1. All right? Okay. So we got that, and I just wanted to reiterate without taking up too much more time. Reiterate to us on what is hindering us, what is slowing us down, what has us stuck, why don't we get it? Where are we in the wilderness too long? Where have we been in the wilderness for 20 years and 40 years and we're not becoming the problem solvers that I'm talking about, that the Lord is looking for? Why aren't we coming into purpose? What is the hindrance? What's the blockage? What's going on? Okay? So, the children of Israel in the wilderness, okay, when the Lord promised them milk and honey in the promised land, they had the reverse order that I'm talking about, okay? They thought the promised land meant God is going to give me everything I desire. God is going to give me everything I want. He's going to give me everything on my prayer list, okay? And then I can do whatever he wants, because then I'll be happy enough and fulfilled, and I can do whatever he wants. And that is reverse order. Our fulfillment only comes from being aligned in God's purpose, from being aligned into what he carved us out to be on the earth. Our fulfillment only comes out of becoming the problem solvers, okay, that he has entrusted us to be, or that he has developed us to become, okay? That is where fulfillment comes out of. It doesn't come when your entire prayer list is answered or when all of your needs are met. No. In Genesis 1, in purpose, we are guaranteed that not only our needs, but our wants will be met. We have no question in Genesis 1 once we're aligned in purpose. Okay? We have no question. Unfortunately, when we're in the wilderness season and we haven't arrived to this understanding that I'm talking about yet, we're always like, how will this get done? How will this get paid? How will it? We're always consumed with how am I or those close to me going to be taken care of? Which again is in reverse order. And guess what? God cannot make you or me, cannot entrust us with his purpose, which is to be a problem solver in our spheres of influence. He cannot entrust us until that order is reversed. Okay? Until it's not about my needs or wants anymore. Okay? Although remember, he is a good father and he will, guaranteed, he will take care of us. But until those priorities are in correct order and in the right order in our minds and in our hearts, he will not entrust us, okay, with the solution that is needed in our industry, in our company, in our school, in our job. He will not trust us with that solution, okay? And many of us know we have regular meetings, okay? Looking for solutions. He will not give it to you or me, okay? Until we come into order, okay? Once we come into order, which is Genesis 1, then he can begin to release the solutions to you and me, okay? Now, in the wilderness, all right, God is carving out his character so that those priorities can begin to change. They do take time, okay, because this is a heart transformation happening where you finally surrender and say, okay, this is no longer about me, okay? It's about you, Lord. It's about what's important to you, okay, before what is important to me. Not because my needs are not important, okay, but it's like I come to this place where I finally acknowledge that, Lord, you are in charge and I am not. Therefore, I come under your authority. And as I come under your authority, everything that I need is met. Why not? I have come into order and I have come into understanding and I have come into purpose. Okay? So I want to dig deep into this hindrance, this blockage that happens in our minds when we're walking through the wilderness season. You know, some of the things that the mindsets that delay us in the wilderness for 40 years, for 60 years. Okay, some of us should have been out of the wilderness years ago, but we're still going around the same mountain because our priority list has not changed. Why? That means our hearts have not been transformed. As Paul says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may understand God's will, his purpose. Okay? Until that heart mind transformation happens in the wilderness, we cannot come into our purpose. We cannot become the problem solver. Okay? We cannot come into Genesis 1. We cannot be fruitful. Okay? So the Lord, through this channel, is bringing us into transformation, realigning us, realigning our priorities through heart transformation. Okay? So that we can become relevant for today, for wherever we're at. Okay? I really want to dig deep into this whole wilderness aspect so that many of us that are in the wilderness understand why it's taking us so long in the wilderness and why we're not in purpose yet, why the Lord is not giving us solutions that we should have by now for such a time as this. Okay? Hopefully, I'll dig into it next week. We'll see what the Lord brings to us. But I hope that this has brought us such an understanding of why people are praying, you and me are praying, but we still don't see solutions. It's because we are out of order. Okay, once we get back into order, boom, we're in alignment. Therefore, the solution that we need for wherever we're at, apart from us, it's not about our needs. It's not about our recognition. It's not about our wants. It's about a solution in our sphere of influence, so that kingdom authority can permeate through you into your sphere of influence. All right? Okay. If you need to listen to the video 2 or 3 more times, please do. Ask the Lord to give you still more understanding, okay? So that once again we can become relevant for the hour that we're living in. I will see you guys next time. Take care.